On your mark, get ready, start.
Broadcasting from California and Delaware, this is the Hard Rocking Trivia Show. And here are your hosts, Mark and Danny.
All right, boys and girls, it's time for the Hard Rockin' Trivia Show. Live, not in person, but on Microsoft Teams. Yay!
Yay!
Because
Skype decided to bite the big one.
Yeah, we use Skype for forever, and now that it doesn't work anymore, we're trying it with Teams. So if it sounds crappy, it's because of Microsoft Teams or my network is not doing too well. But if it does sound like crap, we might try to find another service. I don't know, but this is the first time on Teams, so don't shoot us, please.
Let's see how we do.
Yeah. On another note, somebody on, of all places, YouTube commented on one of our videos, and he was a big fan out of Texas. So we're always kind of humbled when somebody, responds to one of our shows, and he says, "Yeah, I love your show." He wanted to know if we could put out some of the older episodes because they're not on any of the platforms. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do one show like this one now, and maybe next week I'll throw an old show and just go back and forth and see how it does. And if people like it, I'll keep it up. If not, we won't. So we'll see.
I'm sure we'll sound very young.
Yeah, okay. Well, hopefully we sound okay now because we have no idea how this is going to turn out. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go into Danny's bit that he came up with. Let's do some 6 and 30.
For it is a human number. Its number is 6.
So here we go with some 6 and 30, where we play 6 5-second bits to total 30 seconds, and you got to come up with the artist. And sometimes it's not enough time, but we'll see how we do. And usually, these always have a theme going to them. So this time, the theme for mine that I have sent Mark is they are all candy related.
All right.
So.
Okay.
So candy could be in the title of the song. Candy could be referenced in the song, or it could just be about candy. So go ahead and take a listen and see what you think.
All right, so you people out there, get a piece of paper, play along with us. Well, hopefully I don't crap the bed. Here we go. You did not make this one easy, did you?
No, but you know every one of these bands very well.
Yeah.
So, except for maybe one.
Yeah, because I'm hurting. I think I got 2 guesses and 4 I don't knows.
All right. Well, you know all of these bands. I didn't pull anything out of my butt.
Okay. Well, lots of butt references
all right,
tonight. All right, we gotta stop. We gotta stop this. A family show. All right, let's play this again. See if I can do better but I don't think it's gonna happen. Wow, I'm gonna suck at this one. All right, Candy, 6 and 30. The
right.
first one, I think, is the Beatles.
That is correct. It's a George Harrison song making fun of Eric Clapton's Sweet Tooth.
Yeah, because I'd never heard that song in my life before, so I was...
Savoy Truffle? Oh, my gosh. Yeah, it's a... Part of the lyrics are, you're going to have them all pulled out after the Savoy Truffle.
What
Talking
album?
about
What
Eric
album?
Clapton's teeth. That's the White Album.
Wow, I haven't listened to the White Album in 30 years, so...
Yeah, well, there you go.
Number 2, not a frickin' clue in the world. And you say I know this band.
You're going to be pissed.
Okay, I'm going to guess. I'm sure I'm not going to get it. Cheap Trick.
No, that is incorrect. This is one of your favorite bands of all time, though they're not huge. They should have been way, way bigger.
God. New England?
Yes, that is correct.
It is? What song?
A song called Candy off of Walking Wild.
God. And that's one of the 3 main albums from New England. That's the least... I don't listen to a lot of songs on Walking Wild. So, yeah... God. You bastard.
Wow. Got you with your own band. That's amazing.
All right. I love... And in fact, there's a show on YouTube. It's called Grant's Warehouse. And what he's been doing... He's been finding these super obscure bands, and he plays 2 full songs from them and says, have you heard of this band? And one of the episodes he put out was New England, and he played 2 New England songs. I mean, he's putting out stuff that's on Rock Candy Records and stuff that we would be into, but even, and I think I know a lot about obscure bands. He's throwing stuff at me like, I have never heard of that band in my life. Like, wow. He played...
Nice.
Yeah, he played Speedway Boulevard today, but if you look on that particular show, and the show is only, these YouTube mini shows, they're only like 15 minutes long. So he introduces the band and he plays you 2 songs. He played Speedway Boulevard today. And I know they had 1 album out, and I think Rock Candy released it, but I was like, wow, who is that?
Yeah, I don't know them at all.
So maybe there's a lot of them I don't know. So maybe I'll send you the link to that one. And it's cool to listen to and discover something you've never heard of. He played somebody called Storm the other day. They had 2 albums in early 80s. They sound like a combination of a lot of different bands. Sex Pistols, Queen, 10cc with a female lead singer. It was bizarre.
Okay. Wow.
So yeah, I mean, it's fascinating. I'm learning about all these cool bands. So that doesn't take away from the fact that I missed that one. New England, one of my favorite all-time bands. All right, number 3, again, not a clue. I'm gonna guess Black Oak, Arkansas.
No, this is a band you sent me, and I've listened to a couple times. They're pretty cool. A band called Suicide Bombers.
Yeah.
And that album was called All for the Candy. So. The title track.
I sent you that album, but I've never listened to it. So
yeah, I listened to it like twice, and I thought, oh, that's not bad at all. So
okay, well maybe I need to revisit that. So I'm 1 for 3. All right, number 4 I think is the Scorpions.
No, that is incorrect.
Damn it!
Another new wave of British heavy metal band.
Sweet Savage.
Nope. This was Tigers of Pantang.
Really? On what album? Probably the ones I've never heard.
Oh, shit.
And there's quite a few Pantang albums that I've never heard.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the album.
Is it one of the newer ones or one of the old ones?
It's not one of the oldest ones that we were into, like The Cage or anything like that. Is a little bit later than that.
Yeah, that's why because one's why I probably never listened to. Okay, yeah, anything after the Wreck Age on up until a couple of years ago, because their last 2 or 3 have been really good, but anything in between there, I couldn't tell you one song.
Yep, that was one of them.
Oh, in fact, speaking of the Tigers of Pantang, apparently, because I follow them on social media, they've been posting about Gary Moore because on one of the TV shows they did in England, Gary Moore came out and played with them. And
Really?
And they're one of their gigs. Gary lent their equipment to Tigers of Pantang so they could help record one of their albums. So he was friends with those guys.
Okay.
Gary Moore gets around, huh?
So was he friends with John Sykes?
Because Rob Weir is the guy who posted the picture of him and Gary. It's when Gary had his super short hair in those G-Force days. So maybe they were buddies.
Maybe so. Okay.
All right, so 1 for 4 now. Okay.
1 for 4. Yep.
Number 5, I think, is AC/DC.
That is correct.
Oh, thank God.
Got that one.
Whew, I don't know the song, though.
A song called Sweet Candy. It was from Rock or Bust.
Okay, yeah. The later albums I listened to a couple times, and that was pretty much it. All right. Number 6, I don't know either. This is a big guess. Ryan Adams.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, not
even close.
No, it's a song called Candy Bar. That is Disneyland After Dark.
Really?
GAD, yep.
A band I would love to go see. They're playing the Monsters of Rock cruise in 26. April 26. I keep looking at those prices, though, and I'm like, oh, it's expensive. It's only 5 days, and you're spending like $4,000 to $5,000. I'm like, I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeesh, I know. But then
Is it out of Florida?
Yeah. I mean, it would be cool to do, but that's a lot of money. I don't know about you, but I'm not a millionaire. So.
Well, I don't want to spend that kind of money.
I don't either.
Oof.
I don't have $1 million in the bank, so it ain't. If I did, I would definitely do it. But then again, I look at the Monsters on the Mountain concerts they do in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and I could see myself doing that. Much more affordable. Those are like $200, $300, and it's 3 days of shows in a pretty cool town near Dollywood. I could see doing something like that. That's definitely, and I could bring the wife. That's much more affordable. So.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Plus, you could get a nice hotel and spend way less than $5,000.
Yeah, so maybe we should look into whoever's playing that one and maybe we can meet there and the wives can go goof off and we can go to shows. So that's
all right with me.
It's an idea. Okay. So I was terrible
at
that.
2 for 6.
2 for 6, which I think you're going to do much better than I did. Mine.
I even threw a New England in there for you. Wow. And
that's one song I never listened to. So, okay, mine is pretty cool. I think, especially mine is. These are all bands that covered "We Will Rock You."
What?
All bands that covered or solo artists that covered "We Will Rock You." Some of them are going to be obvious, and some aren't. All of them you're going to know for sure. But the first one is going to blow your mind when you play this, because I was shocked.
So you think I'll know who that is? Or?
I don't think you will, but some of the other ones you'll know, and all the artists you know. It's nobody obscure.
Okay, well let's give it a listen.
Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise, playing in the street, gonna be a big man someday.
Better on your face, you big disgrace, kicking your can all over the place, singing we will rock you. Buddy, you a young man, hot man, fighting in the street, gonna take on the world someday. Got blood on your face, you big disgrace, waving your banner all over.
Whoa.
Interesting. Yeah,
I have a guess for that first one, but I don't know if it's right or not.
Yeah, so when your wife listens to this back tomorrow, I want her to listen very close and see if she can get it, because it's somebody she knows.
She knows?
She knows that first voice. So go ahead and play it again.
Let's listen to it one more time.
Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise, playing in the street, gonna be a big man someday.
Better on your face, you big disgrace, kicking your can all over the place, singing we will rock you. Buddy, you a young man, hot man, fighting in the street, gonna take on the world someday. Got blood on your face, you big disgrace, waving your banner
Wow. Okay. Okay, my first guess for the female at the beginning, is that Ariana Grande?
Incorrect. This woman had a hit. She's still alive in the late 60s as part of a band, and then she became a very successful solo artist in the 70s mostly. And she had some success in the 80s. But mostly she's known for being super hot in the 70s.
Well, definitely not Ariana Grande. She wasn't born.
Correct. She played lots of different styles of music, too.
She was a solo artist?
Solo artist.
Super hot in the 70s. Linda Ronstadt.
Correct.
Whoa! Okay. Wow.
Yeah, that did not sound like her to me, and I went, whoa, and I played it for Sylvia, and she didn't get it on the first couple of tries, but she got it on the third try. I'm like, I had no idea Linda Ronstadt covered that song.
That didn't sound like her at all.
No, it doesn't, but it is her. I pulled it off of Amazon, and I researched. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe she recorded this, and it really doesn't sound too much like her. But she did.
No, not at all.
Some kind of covers album she had later in her career.
Okay. All right, whatever.
Okay, so 0 for 1.
0 for 1. The next one, I think, is that LA Guns?
That would be correct.
Yes. Kind of tell by the vocals on that one.
Yeah, that was kind of easy.
The next one, I don't know a lot of keyboards, so I'm going to guess, is that Jufria?
It is not. It's a newer band. Came out about 5-6 years ago that we both kind of like.
Is it Rival Sons?
Nope. And they're playing a festival in your neighborhood. And
The Boardwalk?
yeah, they're playing that.
A newer band. I'm going to guess, what's it? The Struts?
Correct. That's the Struts. Number 4.
Number 4, I'm thinking that's Janie Lane and Warrant.
That would be correct.
Yes.
Number 5.
Number 5, again with the vocals, I'm going to guess that's Chad Krieger with Nickelback.
Correct.
And the last one, you're going to be pissed because I know this, because I've heard this. I like this band a lot, and you know that's probably why you put them in. It's Pink Cream 69.
Correct. I wanted to get you back for all the Pink Cream 69 you've been sending my way, and I figured you might know it. So you got 5 out of 6 and absolutely crushed me. I was so no, you got 4 out of 6. You still crushed me. I was so proud of finding that Linda Ronstadt one. So
that was a good one. I'd never heard that at all.
So when your wife is listening to this tomorrow morning when she's getting ready for work, see if she gets that first one, and it's dedicated to her. So hopefully she can get it, because I thought that was awesome. Okay. All right.
Yeah, totally. I'm going to have to go find that and listen to the whole thing.
Oh, and that Boardwalk, was it Boardwalk Rock thing? Yeah. You hear Alice in Chains had to drop out.
Oh.
They dropped out because their drummer had some kind of medical emergency, because Alice in Chains actually took Motley Crue's place, so now Alice in Chains had to drop. So now Rob Zombie is taking Alice in Chains' place. So
okay, well that's all right. That might be worth it. I've never seen him.
Yeah, I heard he's pretty good. So I don't know if you're gonna go, but I think it's this month, isn't it?
Yeah, it's this weekend.
Oh, so you might go.
Saturday and Sunday. I would possibly go Saturday. Saturday's the only day I would go. I wouldn't go to Sunday.
Yeah, but if you do go,
and we talked about that last episode.
Right. If you do go, you have to give us a review. So.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. So I am very disappointed in my performance there. Congratulations on your victory.
Yeah.
Now let's just jump.
I thought you would get more. I thought you would for sure get New England.
But... Yeah. Remember, I'm 2 years older than you. I'm old.
All right.
Yeah, it's not an advantage anymore being the older guy. It's going downhill quick. All right, so let's jump into another thing. Maybe I can do better and rapid fire. All right, boys and girls, we're back. We're going to play some rapid fire where Danny and I throw 3 questions at each other your basic rock trivia and play along at home. Sometimes to go combined, we go 6 for 6, but most of the time we're lucky if we go 2 for 6. Sometimes we feel bad. We feel bad for each other and throw softball questions and we knock it out of the park. But lately we've been making them a little tougher, more challenging. It's a little lot of fun. You get to learn something. We get to learn something because we don't know everything, but we still love talking about this kind of music. So, Danny, are you ready for question 1?
I think so. So bring it on.
All right. You ever heard of Babylon AD?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a song called The Kid Goes Wild. And during the breakdown of this song, a world-famous comedian does a little rant on that little breakdown in the song. Who was it? Very famous.
Oh, shoot. What's the guy from New York? God, what is that guy's name? Who's like,
Are you thinking of Andrew Dice Clay?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
No! Incorrect. But a guy who was famous around the same time, Sam Kinison.
Oh, I should have known, of course. He's like the rock comedian.
Yeah, I was a huge fan of Sam. He was awesome.
Oh, yeah, so funny.
But he got into the drugs and he kind of went downhill. Yeah. And then he gets killed in a freak accident coming back from, I think, Laughlin or Vegas, one of those places. All right. Way to bring the show down, Mark. Okay, good.
Yeah, way to go. Okay.
Sorry.
Question number 1 for you. Other than Axl and Dizzy Reed, who is the longest tenured member of Guns N' Roses?
It's either Duff or Slash. I'm going to say Duff.
No! Incorrect. You're incorrect with both of those.
Really?
It's Richard Fortus. Richard Fortus has been in the band since 2002, 23 years.
Longer than the other?
Altogether, Slash has been in 20 years and Duff has been in 21.
Jeez.
Because they took the long hiatus in the middle. But, yep, Richard Fortus.
All right. I'm not going to dispute that. Damn it. Little tricky question there, Dan.
Yeah, I know. I figured you'd say either Slash or Duff. That's why I got their tenure as well. So,
see, people out there, Danny just went to Costa Rica with the wife and some friends, and so he's refreshed, and so he had all this time to come up with these great questions. Thanks, Dan.
Anytime. My pleasure.
You got it. Question 2 for you. What musician has been in both of these bands? Slash featuring Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators, and Union. What guy's in both those bands?
Oh, damn it. I'm going to guess it was the bass player, and I don't remember his name. Good-looking guy, though.
Okay.
Give him that. Saw Union at Jack's in Springfield.
With me.
Yeah, it was freaking awesome. And the bass player is a good-looking dude, but he could play the bass, but I don't remember his name. No!
Well, that would be incorrect because that dude is not in Slash's band. Todd Dammit Kearns is in Slash's band. It's the drummer, Brent Fitz, is in Slash's band and Union.
Jeez.
You're close.
Fitz. Okay.
Brent Fitz.
Well, all right.
And Brent Fitz is also in Took, which is that Canadian band that does all Canadian covers, and they travel all around Canada with with Todd Kearns from Slash's because they're both Canadian dudes. So they played.
Okay.
All right.
There you go.
There you go.
Or you know.
0 for 2.
0 for 2. Let's see if we can get you 0 for 2.
It probably happened.
All right. Here we go with the name game. Ba-ba-ba-da-bow.
All right.
Who is Brian Carroll?
Brian Carroll. I believe Brian Carroll is Buckethead.
That is correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. Why do I know that?
I don't know, but you do. So you get 1 for 2.
Weird dude, but musical genius though. But weird.
Oh, the guy's a phenomenal guitar player.
Yeah, if he played, I think I'd go see him just to see the show.
Oh, I totally would.
All right.
Yeah.
Question 3 for you. This is about Alice Cooper, and you've seen Alice Cooper live, and you're a fan. I'm a fan. Okay. Are you familiar with the song "The Ballad of Dwight Fry"? He plays it every show.
I don't think so.
I bet you if you look,
Probably have heard it, but
you've
I'm sure I've heard it.
it's a very long song, and it's the song where he puts the straitjacket on and the whole thing.
Okay.
So yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
I've seen that bit.
yeah, it's very slow, and then it ramps up at the end. Yeah, the name of that song is "The Ballad of Dwight Fry." Came out in 1971. My question for you is, who was Dwight Fry?
Oh, shoot. He was a Confederate soldier in the Civil War who left his family, who was killed but came back to life and had a second family, but the first family didn't know about it. So the second family met, and they started out a whole big feud between the two families.
Wow.
Is that even close?
That's a great answer. Not even in the ballpark.
Oh, dang it.
Good
I
try.
thought it might be, but
Good try. Okay, I didn't know who Dwight Fry was either. He was an actor, and he played bit parts in movies from 1926 to 1943. But you've heard, and he's a guy you hardly know. He played Renfield in the movie Dracula. He was also in Frankenstein and The Bride of Frankenstein. But he played these bit little parts, and he was in a bunch of movies, but lots of times he's uncredited in these movies. And he ended up dying in 1943 at the age of 44 while riding a bus in Hollywood. So obviously he wasn't doing that well acting. So for some reason, Alice Cooper knew the story of this guy and wrote a song about it.
okay.
So Dwight
Well,
Fry.
that's weird.
It's almost as good as your story. But yeah, he was an actor
Well, yeah.
in famous movies, but he was dirt poor and he never made it, and he died on a bus of all places. Like, jeez.
But he could tell his family he was in the movies.
There you go. Absolutely. And for life. He's always there.
All right, so I was 0 for 3.
Yeah, I've already
Hey.
won.
Great. Yeah, you already won, so this question is a mute point.
Okay. All right.
All right, so who is the vocalist providing backup to David Coverdale for Whitesnake's live shows?
There's been a lot of guys. I mean, his last tour,
Yep.
was it Dino Gillespie?
Yes, that is correct. Jalisic.
Yeah.
Jalisic.
Yeah. It's hard to say his name, but yeah, that guy's
Yeah.
awesome. What a singer that
He
guy
is now in a band called Whom Gods Destroy with Bumblefoot and Derek Sherinian.
That's got to be awesome. That guy's always him and Ronnie Romero have been in like 40 bands, and they're always great. But they just haven't found that one thing that's going to stick that everybody will know him yet. Kind of like Jeff Scott Soto, except Jeff's a little more famous than those guys. But
Well, Dino did the that Christmas thing, the Trans-Siberian Orchestra also,
oh, he did.
just like Jeff Scott Soto.
He's doing that now.
Probably not right at this moment because they're
Right,
on tour,
I mean,
but
He's one of
in
the
the
singers.
wintertime, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was in this last season.
Okay. Well, that's a good gig for those guys.
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, they sell out everywhere, man, everywhere. But
Oh, okay. Oh, before we get to that, did you watch that David Lee Roth video I sent you from M3? And
I did.
what'd you think?
Not as bad as I was thinking.
Okay.
And very interesting to have a posse of black guys as your background singers.
That's how many guys you need
It's
to
hilarious.
do. Yeah, that's how many guys you need to replicate Michael Anthony.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it worked. I thought the band was really good. I thought having the 4 background singers plus 3 other guys singing the background vocals. So you had 7 people singing backing vocals. And that helps Dave because Dave's vocals, you could tell he was trying, but Dave has never been great live in terms of his voice. And he can't jump around anymore, so he was trying, and it was better than I thought it was going to be. So
He was great back in the day vocally.
you think
He was David Lee Roth, but he's not going to be an opera singer, but he was great back in the day. But
Yeah,
Not anymore.
he was a great entertainer. But I remember seeing Van Halen with you a couple times. You go, God, you love the band, but sometimes those things Dave does, like, ugh. Yeah, the Assless Chaps, we saw all that. In fact, the Diver Down tour is all over YouTube. You can see that. And we were there.
We were there, yeah.
That's when
I remember that.
Eddie brings the little guitar out and plays little guitars. I thought that was great. Yep. Yeah.
He had the little tiny keyboard up on his amps that he played 1 foot out the door.
Oh, so good.
Or Sunday afternoon in the park, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, that was a great show.
So great.
But it was.
I mean, Dave was an amazing entertainer. He was a great front man. Probably one of the best front men ever. But singer,
yeah,
maybe not so much.
True. I mean, I still love that version of Van Halen the best. But we all know Sammy's a better singer. But Dave is a better entertainer and a front man. So, and if you get the opportunity, that best of both worlds thing, and they're doing a residency in Vegas right now. That is awesome. So good.
You know how long they're doing that?
I don't know. They usually do it for about a month, but so I don't know.
Because I'm in Vegas 2 weeks from today for that whole week.
Okay.
I might have to go see that show.
If it's in, you gotta check it out, because I know Vegas has a lot of shows. So if you give me the dates, I can look up what's available. But I know Sammy's been doing it, but he might stop right before you get there. But
I'm flying out Memorial Day.
Okay.
And I'll be there that whole week.
Nice.
Fly back Friday.
I'm going to Reno of all places right before that. That weekend I'm going to Reno. And Carson City and Lake Tahoe just for a quick vacation and to look around and see if, may want to live there someday. I don't know. Because it's cheaper than living where I live right now. And they're talking.
Yeah, everything is.
Yeah, they're talking about gas prices in California might go up to $8 a gallon.
God almighty. Ooh, that is ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, we got the highest gas prices in the country, I think. Ooh, it's going to be tough. But
yeah.
So I'm thinking about when I retire, I might have to move out of the state just to survive. So we'll see. But anyway.
I paid $2.73 a gallon yesterday at Costco.
Yeah, I do at Costco. I paid $4.89 at Costco. And that's discounted at Costco.
That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Certain states are killing their people. But anyway, enough of that.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on.
We got one more bit to do. How about you know what? Let's do a commercial break and then come back and do some intellectual poetry.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Time for some intellectual poetry. We read the lyrics of a song we all know and love, but without any melody or rhythm or anything. This is very difficult, at least for me. I have a hard time with this, but...
Well, I'm an idiot, so it's really hard for me, too.
Well, use your words.
Okay.
All right, so the song I got, we all know and love. There's no question about it, but do you know the lyrics well enough?
Probably not.
So I'm going to read the lyrics here. I can't give you the first line because that's the name of the song.
Okay.
But I will read the rest of it. And so here we go. I want to go to the New Bilson. I want to see some history because now I got a reasonable economy. Now I got a reason. Now I got a reason. Now I got a reason. And I'm still waiting. Now I got a reason. Now I got a reason to be waiting the Berlin Wall. Any idea?
I believe that's the Sex Pistols.
That is correct. You know the song?
I think it's Holidays in the Sun.
That is correct. Oosa, oosa, oosa.
Oh, I love that song. So good. You know, they're back. They're touring the United States. 3 of the 4 of them. Johnny Rotten is not in the band. They got a new singer, and the Sex Pistols are touring again.
3 of the 4.
Yeah, so no John.
Original.
Yes.
Original bass player.
Yep.
Okay.
Glenn Matlock, Paul Cook on drums, and Steve Jones. I saw them in '96. Oh, that was the craziest I ever saw a crowd at a concert. It was so much fun. People were losing their damn minds. It was a Universal Amphitheater, and people were just crawling over the seats to get to close as the band, and they couldn't mosh because it was an amphitheater. So, but people were just standing on chairs and jumping around, and so good.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, the power of that band, great. Yeah, so if you get a chance to go see them, yeah, they're old men now, but live, those songs just take on a new form. They're so powerful. And I think
you know who's singing?
Some young guy. I don't know his name, but I know the reason why Johnny Rotten is not doing it. Johnny, I think he just lost his wife a while ago, and he put on a gang load of weight and got really depressed. Obviously, his wife died. I think she had multiple sclerosis or something like that, so it was a long process. So he was taking care of her, and she passed. And, and he's been he's very bitter and angry. So, and I think
he's always angry.
Yeah. So, but I think politically he's not lined up with the other guys in the band. I think he went super conservative, and I think the guys are more liberal in his band. So there's too much conflict there, and something along those lines, and they just don't get along, which is sad because the four of them together are great. But I guess the next best thing is bringing a young guy in there and perform the song. So hopefully it works.
Yeah, last I saw, he looked like he was probably 300 pounds.
Yeah, he was. He looked terrible. But yeah. But you get why he put on the. You lose your wife and all that. I get why he's so. I guess he needs to do some personal healing there and get better, and maybe he'll be back someday. Who knows? But great song though. Holidays and I Don't Want a Holiday in. I love that song. Who's done?
Yeah, I couldn't start it off with I Don't Want a Holiday in the Sun because that would give it away right away. But
has anybody covered that one? Because I know Skid Row did. Did Skid Row cover it, or did they cover Bodies?
Yeah. No, they did. That was on the Japanese extended release of Slave to the Grind.
They did that one? Okay.
Yep. Yep. And it's really good. I listened to that today when I was going through trying to pick a song. I listened to it.
Yeah, that's
the Skid Row version.
That's my punk rock, where it's just heavy guitars and heavy attitude. No reggae thrown in there or ska. To me, that's not punk rock. Punk rock is the Ramones, like guitar going really fast.
Absolutely.
That's old guy talk. Get off my lawn. Punk rock should have heavy guitars in it. Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. All right. So your song is complete opposite of the one I picked, but it's a song that you know and love, and I love it. And I heard it the other day and I went, God, the lyrics in this song are really good. I might have done this before for Intellectual Poetry, but I couldn't remember because, I'm old. But I figured it was worth revisiting. And this is one of those that where I'm going to have to skip the pre-chorus and chorus because it totally gives it away. So I'll just start with the verses. So are you ready for this?
All right, let's bring it on.
All right.
Oh, by the way,
Frank
Carter is the new lead vocalist of Sex Pistols.
Yeah, and I couldn't tell you who he is, but he's young.
Nope, he looks kind of like he looks kind of like Johnny Rotten from back in the day. He's short, kind of reddish hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's great because I here's a weird one because I know in Europe like 2 years ago they did Billy Idol. Two guys from Generation X and the Sex Pistols guys got together and did a show where they did half Generation X songs and half Sex Pistols songs, which was cool because there's Billy Idol singing the Sex Pistols songs. Can't go wrong there.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. All right. So you ready for this, Dan?
Yeah.
Are you ready for this? People out there? This one might be hard for the people out there, but I don't think it's going to be hard for Dan.
All right. Let's see.
All right. I try to talk to the clouds, but they spill out the rain. Now I'm truly convinced that they've got nothing to say. Any clue?
Is it Genesis?
It is not Genesis. First hint, this song came out in 1993.
Okay.
Will I ever learn Is there something wrong with my brain? Now the weeds are on fire and they're burning away. Any clue?
I don't think you would ever pick this band, but I'm going to say Midnight Oil.
No, not even close.
Dang.
All right, and the second hint. I don't want to give this away either. All right, this is a 4-piece band that's been around since the early 90s, and they're still active today. I have to skip the pre-chorus because I think this gives it away. If I were down on my knees, would it all be in vain? But for now, I'll believe until there's some better way. And my pages turn till I've got nothing to say. Now the days with no dawn are coming of age. Any clue?
Is it Damn Yankees?
It is not. All right, your next clue is this is a Canadian band. And I'm going to...
Of course it is. God,
And it was
you in Canada.
Oh, well, when I tell you which one... Okay, now, I looked for the complete lyrics for this song on like 7-8 different starts. Say 7 or 8 different pages. And I could not find the complete lyrics. So I have to go to the pre-chorus. And this might give it away here. Last time I checked, I'm at 34 sins. Another won't matter because I'm never gonna win. Hoping now I'm on a road that I can change because I'll change. Any clue?
Oh, Canadian Nickelback.
No, incorrect. Well, I'm surprised. Now Now I have to go to the chorus. If there was a time when I needed to pray that the cold wind blows away. If there was a time when I needed a place to wipe the guilt free from my face. If there was a time for mercy in my life, I'm right now.
Harem Scarem.
Correct.
If there was a time. Man, what a great song.
Oh, it's so good. I love the 34 sins. Last time I checked, I'm at 34 sins. And then the next time he does it, last time I checked, I'm at 35 sins. Yeah, read the lyrics when you listen to that song next time. They're great lyrics. I'm like, oh my God, I think I listened to this song 5 times in a row on Spotify, just reading along, because on Spotify it gives you the lyrics as you go, and I think, wow, this is a deep-ass song. This is really good.
Yeah.
So if you people out there...
That's a lot of Harem Scarem, man. Their songs mean something. It's not just like, hey, she's hot, I got to do her. Hey, I got to get a lady of the night.
Yeah, this particular song is on their best album that we think. It's called Mood Swings, came out in 1993, Harem Scarem. And if you can't find that, on Spotify, they have Mood Swings 2, which they had to re-record, but it is really close to the original album, so you're not really missing anything out. The songs sound almost identical. I mean, they reproduce it almost perfectly. And the singing in the song is off the charts. I mean, he hit some high-ass notes. So if you get a chance, If There Was a Time by Harem Scarem will blow your socks off. Great song.
I try to talk to the clouds, but they spill out the rain. Now I'm truly convinced they've got nothing to say.
So freaking great. But Harry has such an underrated vocalist and lyricist, and then of course Pete Les Bronce's unbelievable guitar player.
Oh, If they're playing,
So freaking good.
that's one of those things. If they're playing any show, if they play anywhere in the United States, I think we just have to road trip it there. We got to do it.
They did that melodic rock show in Chicago years ago,
Yeah, we should have won.
and that's the only show that I can think that I've heard that they played in the U.S.
Yeah. I think they might have played in Canada last year maybe. And I know they're playing a European tour, mostly in Italy. But I'm thinking if they play Canada again close enough, I have a pass.
I can drive to Eastern Canada.
Really?
Any of the? Oh yeah, just north of New York, right? I've driven to New York many times.
Yeah. Are they from the Toronto area? So I imagine they played somewhere in Ontario. Right? So
Yeah.
if they did that, I would consider flying up there just for the show. Because
All right, I'll pick you up at the airport.
Okay.
Oh man.
Yeah, we have to do that.
Well, they have a new album out, so maybe they're touring.
Yeah, we don't know how much longer they're going to last. It's one of those bucket list bands that we got to see. Oof, yeah. Harem Scarem, what a quality group. Yeah, and then they have a new album out. Go check them out on Spotify. If you like melodic hard rock, the best. They just came out a little too late. They came out in the early 90s, so they missed the whole wave. If they would have came out in 85, they probably would have been huge.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
So good. Okay, and on that note, we're going to end on a happy note. You won one of the bits. I won one of the bits. And together, we all win.
Yay!
Yay!
We are winners.
Yes, we don't suck. Okay.
So hopefully teams worked out all right.
Yeah. Well, if it didn't, we'll never hear this. So I'm gonna put this out tomorrow, and if you hear it tomorrow, you know it worked. So I'm gonna work on this thing and cross my fingers, and we'll see you. I'll try to put something out next week and try to get this thing going weekly. And Danny and I record every 2 weeks. So thank you for listening. If you can listen you can listen on YouTube, any podcast platform. Give us, write us. We'll respond back to you. Give us a like if you like the show. Give us a little like. Hit the like button on anything. It helps with the algorithm. Okay, that's the word of the day. Algorithm.
All right, I will say Harem Scarem is on a European tour right now. Their last show was May 4th in the Netherlands.
Well, we missed it.
But they played Belgium, Germany, England.
Yeah, and we missed it because we weren't. We didn't want to fly to Europe. We were working. We can't just take off work and fly at the whim. If they play anywhere near us, we need to go. So maybe they're going to play somewhere in Canada. I don't know.
Well, I can't see...
Nothing in the future right now?
Yeah, I can't see anything in the future. They've only played one show in the U.S., and that was September 28th, 2013 at the Melodic Rock Fest in Chicago.
Yeah, I've noticed there's a lot of Canadian bands in the last 5 or 6 years. They'll play the cruises and they'll play Europe, but rarely will they play the States. Maybe it's a pain in the ass to get a work visa in the States now. I don't know. But
Maybe so.
Maybe because I know people will be asking for Helix to come play M3 for years now, and they just don't. Or I know Honeymoon Suite played the 80s cruise, but I don't know if they played anywhere in the States. They might have, but...
Well, their set list from that show in Chicago was unbelievable.
Oof.
Oh, man. Ends with Chains comes around. Ugh, No Justice, Empty Promises.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. That
Right.
that festival in Chicago doesn't exist anymore because I guess it didn't generate enough money. Because there was a guy from
It was only a one-time thing.
Yeah, a guy from Australia tried to pull that together from melodicrock.com, and it just didn't generate enough money, so they stopped doing it. But nice try. Oh, did you hear what happened at the Whiskey?
No.
Because you were at the Whiskey with me in Eclipse. Well, yesterday a dump truck lost control and ran into the Whiskey right under the side.
Whoa.
Hit that brook.
Right where the stage is.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Is it destroyed?
No, it's not completely destroyed, but it damaged the building. And here's the funny part. The band that was supposed to play that night was called Boy Hits Car. So,
That's
yeah,
funny.
a dump truck. But I guess it's just out. I don't think it all went all the way through, but if you go on social media, you can see pictures of it. So yeah, dump truck hit the whiskey, but the show's going on. I guess it didn't do it too bad. Just exterior damage. It didn't go all the way through the stage. So, another happy note for you people out there. So,
yeah. Well, I will say I'm going to see Metallica in 2 weeks, Friday and Sunday at the Eagles Stadium in Philly. So
excellent.
I will have a review. It'll be my second time seeing that tour.
All right, so
I saw it way back when they played the Meadowlands up in Jersey.
Cool. So you might go see the Boardwalk Rock on Saturday, and then the following weekend is 2 days of Metallica. Is that Saturday and Sunday or Friday and Saturday?
Friday and Sunday.
Friday and Sunday. Okay, so
yeah, they do two completely different sets. Not one song is the same.
So maybe on that following Monday we'll get a fresh take on that show.
Well, the following Monday I'm traveling to Vegas, so I won't be able to record that week.
Jesus. Well, we'll get one. We'll get something done. We'll get a review of something. All right, so we'll figure it out there, people. We'll get you some entertainment there. Maybe we'll record something early and put it out while we're both out of town. All right.
And in the meantime, we're going to find out if Harem Scarem is playing anywhere in North America.
Yeah, and if anybody knows Harem Scarem, tell them that the Hard Rock and Trivia Show wants to see them live before we die, okay?
Really, really bad.
Yeah, I think I follow them on Instagram or Twitter or one of those places. I know I follow them or I follow Pete L'Esperance too, so.
Well, they did play in Oshawa, Ontario, Canada on April 19th before they went to Europe.
I don't even know where that is. But yeah, if I'd have known, maybe I'd have tried. But maybe they're going to do another show. Oh, one can hope.
One can hope.
They probably played that as a warm-up before they went to Europe. So that makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, enough of us babbling. We'll see you in a couple weeks. We'll see you next week with a fresh old show. How's that?
All right, cool.
All right, Danny. I'll see you later.
All right. I'll see you when I see you.
Okay, I got to eat dinner.
Yep.